Okay, so there's a rule that goes with this that's probably kind of easy for you to think about. As long as the two lines, let's call them line N and M, as long as they're actually separate lines, they're not the same line, they will always only intersect at a point. So I'm actually going to write that down. So I wrote two non-concurrent lines intersect at exactly one point. Now lines don't always intersect, as we know. We might have parallel lines, which will never intersect. But if they are not parallel lines, and they're not the same line, which is what concurrent means, they'll intersect at exactly one point. So over here I'm going to write what concurrent means, because that's kind of a new vocab word, except we're going to define it again later. Concurrent means the same line. So basically two concurrent lines are two lines that have the same equation. So they'd be on top of each other. Okay, so this is important. If you have two non-concurrent lines, they only intersect at one point, because they can't bump back around and touch each other again, or they wouldn't be lines, they'd be curves, right? Again, something that makes sense to us, but we haven't said out loud. I'm going to start about planes on the next page. Okay, so this time let's talk about the intersection of two planes. So I want to kind of talk to you about how to draw a plane. Remember, when you're drawing a plane, basically just draw like a parallelogram. Honestly, the shape of the plane doesn't matter very much as long as you draw a plane. Now, the second part is going to be a little trickier because we're drawing a second plane intersecting it. So I'm going to use a separate color just to help you see it. If you don't have a separate color, it's not a big deal. So what I'm going to do is from the side, I'm going to come in a little bit. And then I'm going to go over so that it comes out from the other side. And then I'm going to draw like a dotted line where they're supposed to connect. And then on the other side, I'm going to draw the end of it. And I think that's all I want. But I can continue drawing like dotted lines back here so that I can see where the rest of the plane is. Okay, so again, the dotted lines represent where we can't actually see because we can't see through the purple plane. So I'm going to call that the purple plane, P, and the blue plane, B. Okay, B. Again, notice they're in the corners. They don't have points associated with them, so they're just the names of the planes. So another way that you can do this to help you like see it better is you can shade in one of your planes. I would suggest you shade in the one that is in front or coming out of the other plane. Okay, it will make it a little easier to see. And then shade to the line where they intersect. Okay, and then again where it comes out on the back side. So drawing this intersection is kind of difficult. You've got to use a little bit of your imagination for three-dimensional drawing because we're trying to draw a 3D shape on a two-dimensional thing, which is paper. Very, very hard. Okay, all right, so the rule for two planes is if two planes intersect, notice the intersection of these two planes is a line. And since planes are infinite, the line is going to be infinite. So it's not a line segment, it's an actual line. So again, like before, we might have parallel planes, and parallel planes will never intersect. And two, I'm going to actually say distinct planes, distinct, which means that they're different. Two distinct planes intersect in a line, so it'll always be some sort of a line across it where they intersect. Okay, so then I'm gonna do two try-its for you. I want you to think about these two. All right, so I said two, I meant three. So it's what are the three ways that a line and a plane can intersect? So take a few minutes, pause the video, draw yourself some diagrams, see how a line might intersect with a plane. So take a minute, pause the video, draw the three different ways that a line will intersect with a plane. All right, you should be coming back. There are three ways that a line will intersect with a plane. Way one is if the line goes straight through the plane like this. Then they will intersect in a line. Okay. Way two is if you've got a plane and you've got the line that comes through it and then goes out the back. Then they intersect in a point. And last is if they're parallel, then there's no intersection.